guys, and welcome to The Truth Hurts with me, Tony Quinn. The Truth Hurts is a show about recovery and everything in between. And today I have two amazing women on the show with me, and I'm so honored to have them on. It's Sinnita and Seanka. And did I say it right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So these two amazing women have started a project called the Tinkerbell Project. You can find it on Instagram. I'm going to put the link down below in the video. They have started a movement, almost a social media platform for women to speak out about gender-based violence, about assault, about abuse, about mental health issues. And they have taken our voices and given them back to us. And that's something I think we all need, and something so powerful. And Sinnita posted something on Facebook a few months ago that I think went viral. It basically went viral. And she spoke about a traumatizing experience she went through in Melville where she was assaulted. And the story behind it is horrifying. She was assaulted by a man. And I saw this and I shared it. And now to see what the two of you are doing about this is powerful. I've got the cold shivers. It's powerful as hell. So I want to give you guys this platform to tell us a little bit about yourselves and about what you want to do with the Tinkerbell Project and what you've been through. So who wants to go first, ladies? Just a little introduction into who you are.
Firstly, thank you for the introduction. With celebrities means me.
Yeah, man, it means a lot for you to be able to share us on your platform and help us.
After you shared my story those few months ago, and then we became Facebook friends, then I started seeing your stories and you became an inspiration. Mm-hmm. So now that we're meeting on your platform, talking about our platform, it's like...
See, women empowering women, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at what we can do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I'm really excited. So you want to start off?
I was going to give you
okay, so I mean, we'll start off with the name, I guess. So the Tinkerbell Project, it's like a platform is something that I've always wanted to start, but I didn't get the courage until she wrote that poem, which was our first post, called My First Kiss. And that gave me inspiration because she's this 15-year-old and she wrote a 5-page poem about her experience. It just brought back all emotions from my traumas and like my past. And I was like, that motivated me to imagine what it can do to a whole, given the platform. And so she's actually nicknamed in our family like Tinkerbell or Tink.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. So because she finally motivated me to start this platform and we're doing it together, that was partly it. And then the second reason is the actual character Tinkerbell. So she's known for being really, really small and, easy to walk on, and people always forget about her, flicker away. But she always was so feisty and always fought for what she believed in, and she always stood by like Peter Pan's side. And that's what we loved as well. And then it's also the fact that in her movie, people stopped believing in her and she lost her light. And so what we want to do with the Tinkerbell Project is believe in people.
and give their lights back. Yeah.
We want to give them their lights back. And that's what we think it's about. You deserve your light. You deserve your voice. And if no one's going to believe you, we will. 100% we will. Because we've been there.
Oh, guys. Bianca, are you 15 now?
Yes, I'll be turning 16 in 2 months.
And you wrote that. You wrote that poem. Guys, you have to check out that poem.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, you two are doing amazing things. I feel so protective over you now. Like, I want to climb into the screen and just like type you, bro. Shit.
Damn Corona.
Damn Corona.
Damn Corona, you guys.
We could have been on the Tony couch.
Oh God, you couch.
Just some hug right now.
That couch is covered in cat hair, and like my boyfriend's been sitting there working. No one wants to be on that couch right now. Oh, guys. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the Tinkerbell Project and yourselves.
Yes. Go.
Me. Where should I start? Back when I was like maybe around 5 to 6 years old, I was sexually assaulted by a family member, which I think is really common, especially in South Africa now. It's always by people that you know, people that are in your family or, family friends. So that's something that I held with me for years because I knew it was wrong. But I mean, how do you come out about it? Because you feel guilty, right? That was until 2016. I had a sleepover with another family member. And then she, like, you know how in the middle of the night, you always have that girl-to-girl moment. You talk about emotions.
DMCs.
Yeah. Anyways, and then she was like, hey, man, there's something I want to tell you. And I was like, of course, you can tell me anything. And she was then like, I was sexually assaulted by this guy and his brother. And that guy and his brother were the same people that sexually assaulted me. So then we had that heart-to-heart moment where it's like, okay, I'm not alone, but the fact that I'm not alone doesn't make me better. The fact that both of us were still hurt. And you carry around a bunch of rage, anger, and of course other emotions, like you feel sad. And I think the most pitiful thing that probably broke me was like him coming to my grandpa's funeral and him helping in the main prayers and me sitting there not being able to like say what he did to me. It's like it takes away part of who you are. It takes away your pride, your dignity. Like it's more than just a kiss. It affects you. And that all happened in 2016. Then, of course, in 2017, I went to Crescent.
We've all been there.
I did attempt to. Yeah.
Viva la Crescent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I was also dealing with things at home because my mom is schizophrenic, right? And she didn't get the right treatment, which meant, like, it got worse throughout the years. And I guess you can already imagine how terrible that must have been.
She refuses to get treatment
Yeah.
because she's at that stage in her schizophrenia where she believes nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I was also getting help at Crescent by a psychiatrist and psychologist, but it came to a point where I thought, this is it. I can't live here anymore. I can't do this. I have so many secrets. I have things I can't tell people. So like in my suicide notes, I wrote down everything where I spoke about, what this family member did to me. I spoke about how I feel. So yeah, one night I decided to take my life. Thank God I didn't succeed. I went to Crescent, and you know how in Crescent where they give you like, you have to write down your story in 7 pages and say it out loud. I don't know. Did you guys also do that, or was it just the yaps?
I think it was the yaps.
I did it.
Oh, okay.
I did it in rehab. I did it
general.
Yeah. So like in the first page, I mentioned my story and what happened. And that was the first time I first came out about it. Of course, it did take, obviously, because it's confidential, Crescent did not tell my parents or anything like that. So it took a lot of recovery, man. Then finally this year, I had the guts to come out and speak about it because at school I had a panic attack and I was freaking out. And I realized that this one event that took place when I was 5 years old is coming back to haunt me after all these years.
A decade later.
Yeah, like a whole decade later. So I told my dad, we went to 1969.
Well, she dragged me along for everything.
Yeah, I dragged her along. I called that school and I was like, yo, I need to.
That's adorable. My dad, that's lovely.
Yeah.
We have each other.
We've had that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Obviously, like my dad, he took it worse because he loved these kids, the guy that sexually assaulted me. He treated him like he was a son. And now that my dad found out about it, as a parent, you want to kill them. Like you want to legit kill them. And it was hard because we got some legal advice and they said, look, you should probably report this to the police and then obviously go to places like the Teddy Bear Clinic. All of that, which took 3 months. I still don't have a statement. I went to the Teddy Bear Clinic. I gave out all my information, told my story. Police came over to my house and still I don't have a case number. So it's still it just shows how corrupt our country is when it comes to gender-based violence, and how slow the justice system is, and how it does not cooperate with our situations at all.
I mean, the cops came at the beginning of lockdown.
Yeah.
They took father's statement because they couldn't take hers.
Because I'm under 18.
Because she's a minor.
They can't.
And they filed it.
Yeah, they didn't file the statement at all. So
because
then,
you're under 18.
Yeah. So then we had to get more legal advice, and because thank God, unlike a lot of other people, my dad has a few connections. So we were able to get more advice, talk to more people, and then finally someone said, okay, look, you should go to the teddy bear clinic because they're the ones that deal with underage violence against women. So we went there, and I still don't have a case number. They still didn't file it. So justice takes a long time, you know. I'm not expecting things to happen fast, but I was at least expecting a bit of progress.
Oh, look, I think I know the teddy bear clinic well. A really good friend of mine works there, and I know that they're doing amazing work. So it's actually interesting to speak to them. Maybe we can organize something like that to chat to them and see how that is actually done, how the papers are filed, how it goes through the justice, and if it does, and if it actually does.
Yeah.
But amazing for you to call them and actually take your power back in a way and say, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the police, I'm going to tell my family, and I'm going to tell the world, and I'm going to take my power back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about.
That's exactly what we're about.
I think we work together so well because she's like head on, I want my justice, I want it now, I'm going to fight, I'm going to scream, I'm going to punch, and she will. I'm like the behind the scenes, like I haven't gotten justice for any of my things, but my justice is helping others get their justice, which I know is not entirely the right thing to do.
No, it is. If that works for you and that's how you take your power back, that is perfectly okay.
It's definitely it.
Yeah.
But, you know, having someone who is so head on kind of does motivate me and is like, no, I want my justice because I don't want those men to hurt others, especially if I know who they are. And I know a lot of my attackers. I don't know all, but if I can at least, you know, get those guys something. But, you know, we're afraid of the justice system and the cops. And after the case in Melville, I filed a police report and nothing happened for starters, but the chief officer I applied the case to, he was like, so he broke your ribs, he sprained your wrist, he pushed you to the floor, he gave you a black eye. Is that all he did?
You know what? Can you tell us the story? Are you okay with telling us the Melville story?
Yeah.
Because this is the fact that nothing was done about this and it was so publicized is okay, go ahead.
It shows you. Story time. Story time. One of many. So my friend and I, he is like a raging gay, but I love him. We went to Melville to that spa because it's one of like the LGBT safe spaces. So we were just chilling, having fun, and we see this guy. There was a group of girls, and they just turned 18. They were still in high school, but they were 18. And this was like their first night out, you could see it. And they were just having fun, but this one guy kept coming up to them and being like, hi, my baby girls, you know, this is like, let's dance, let's take shots. And they were so visibly uncomfortable. So the first time we intervened is when this guy, after I don't know how many times, eventually came back with 2 shots. And he was focused mostly on this one girl. So we were like, this is looking weird. And he eventually was like, okay, like he's trying to shove this tequila shot down this girl's throat. And so my best friend takes the shot and he takes it. He drinks it for the girl. And this obviously made the guy furious. But we were just like, ha, 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 you know, we're totally drunk, ha, ha, sorry. And that made him mad. So I was like, look, dude, she doesn't want the shot. They are just here to have fun. Why don't you leave them alone? And that's when he grabbed my wrist for the first time, and he like twisted it, and he was like, you don't tell me what to do. Okay? I'm a man, and I can tell that these ladies like me. You don't have a say. So I was like, just leave them alone. They're here to have fun. Cool. And then he comes back, and I was like, no, okay, this is too much. So I stand in front of them, and I'm like, okay, look, these are my girls. They are having fun. Please leave them alone. And he was like, so that's when he started getting really mad. And he was about to attack me at that point, but then my best friend came and stood next to me and was like, stop, like, whoa. And that's when all the homophobic and racial slurs came out, because he was like, you know, I'd rather punch you, and I was wearing a dress that day, I'd rather punch you than, you know, the faggot standing next to you. So that got rid of him again, and by this point we were like, okay, we're going to the bouncers to tell them that this guy's harassing people and he's just straight out rude. And we did, and the bouncer's like, okay, if it happens again, then, you know, we'll get rid of him. We'll escort him out. That's how. And he came back again. And he, like, the girls were dancing, and he was trying to grind up on them and trying to grab them. And that just made me mad because of my past. So I went up to him and I moved him away. Like, I didn't push him, I moved him away. And I was like, leave them alone. For God's sake, they do not want you. That made him very angry. So I told the bouncers again, and I saw his friend, my assaulter's friend, give the bouncers a 100 note. So they bribed the bouncers into letting them stay. And I was like, wow. And right in front of me too, I was like, well done. You're going to be hearing this, like, from me, because you just bribed the bouncers in front of me and you expect me to not do anything. And then this guy went around the club fuming. He was mad. He was still trying to harass these poor girls. And I was like, I'm going to go speak to him. And I did. And that's when he lost it. He was like, you know, you are a woman. You have no right. And so he punched me 3 times in the gut, once in the face. And then he punched me one more time, but it like knocked me off balance. And I fell into the corner of those massive speakers. That's where I broke my ribs. So only then did the staff pay attention when I was literally on the floor in pain, crying. Yeah. And then, like you said, it went so viral on Facebook, on Instagram. There was a newspaper article written about it. I filed a police report and
still nothing.
And
nothing.
The guy who did it, did you get his name? Did you get any information on him?
No.
He's just out there living his best life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's what annoyed us, is because Melville has a lot of street cameras.
Yeah.
And police had just accessed that. They'd see that because he took an Uber. And my friend even ran after the Uber to like try and get him out the Uber so they could wait for the cops. And he punched my friend in the face too. So we had matching black eyes the next day. It was horrible, but the police didn't even try. And when I went to them, they were just like, you know, so nonchalant. Like, I mean, he could have done worse to you. That's the type of vibe you got from them. And I was like,
and that is how common gender-based violence is. It's just
it doesn't
story.
Faze them.
Yeah,
exactly. But them, it's just like another thing to report and another case to follow that's probably going to go cold. So why even try? And that's what we hate. So that's what makes people so scared to come out, because no one's going to believe them or do anything about it.
Will their case even make it that far? You know?
Yeah. Will it make it anywhere?
You know,
and when that story was shared, is that like people started inboxing me their stories, random people from like around South Africa and even a bit internationally, and they were just like, you having the courage to come out with this story has given me the courage to just tell you mine. And I'm like, of course, like come tell me. I'm here to listen. I don't know how I can help, but I'm here to listen. And now our platform is how we want to help.
So, your stories, both of you, are just so overwhelming as a woman to listen to them, because not only is it scary that I think just about every person watching this will relate to something. I mean, I relate to a lot. Like when I was raped, I was 20 years old. I was, out. I was drinking. I wasn't drinking that night, but I had previously had experience with blackouts and all of that. And when I finally told people about what happened, the first response was not, "Oh my God, are you okay?" It was, "But were you drinking?" And that is why we get shut down with our voices. That is why it's scary for us to come out. And giving a platform like you doing is going to allow people to be able to tell those stories, even if it's anonymous, and have people relate to it, and have people not be frightened to speak their truth anymore.
No, like you deserve your power.
Yeah.
If this happens to you, you deserve to have it out there, to feel your power. I mean, so much was taken away from you already. You deserve to have something left.
It's about time we take it back.
Yeah. I get you. I was also raped when I was 20. And like a lot of the responses were, "But he was different."
Thank you. Same.
That doesn't make it okay.
No.
It's none of that. But it fills you with so much self-hate and stuff. And so I've been sexually assaulted basically my whole life.
Yeah, I've read your story.
Yeah, I mean, at the age of 2, I was, you can't really remember that young.
Yeah, then it comes back.
Yeah, but I just know I was taken into the shed during playtime at my pre-primary school with the ground staff. I can't remember much, but there's a song that used to play music during break. And when I was 13, I heard that song in the car and I just broke down, and it was like, whew, all flooding back.
Yeah.
And then it happened when I was 10 by my PE coach in the girls' locker room. He was like, "You can go swimming. It's okay. You can take your vest off. It's all right. You didn't bring your costume. Your breasts haven't fully developed." And that part sickens me to no end. I mean, then I was 20. It was rape. And then also on my campus, I was walking to my car. It was late at night. I finished a practical. And it was 7 o'clock. So I'm walking away in the dark, middle of winter. And a group of guys come at me, and they feel all up, down, in, out, and then throw me into a rose bush. And it was winter, so it was just thorns. And I'm also carrying 2 concrete blocks because I just finished a concrete practical. So I'm way down in a thorn bush with concrete blocks. And yeah, it wasn't fun. And then with last year being the beat up, yeah, for me it's just, I never spoke out about those. And because of that, I started having psychogenic non-epileptic seizures.
Yeah.
So
Forgot about those.
Yeah. That was my body's way of saying you're holding back too much.
Can you tell
so that was my body.
Can you tell us a little about what they are? Because I mean, I have a basic understanding.
Sure. So most people who experience seizures have epilepsy, and that is the wiring in their brain, something different. For me, mine are psychogenic, non-epileptic. So I don't have epilepsy, but they're all psychologically based. So it's literally your body's way of reacting to all the information you're kind of holding back. And I mean, most seizures last 2 minutes maximum. seizures could last up to an hour, 2 hours of like straight seizing, and you're in a complete blackout stage. So it's exactly like a seizure, just
it's similar to temporal lobe epilepsy, which is what I suffer from, but that is the wiring, and you kind of black out and nothing feels real. I don't know if you have the physical part of it, but I've never had that. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah, I get blackouts because I also have temporal lobe.
Hey.
I don't. We have so much in common. But yeah, with the non-epileptic seizures, you do like go through all the motion. So my body would hurt, and it was to a point where I also lost my voice at that point because my university was trying to get rid of me for having these and for having mental illnesses. Last year they spent the whole of last year trying to basically expel me. And 2 years ago, they banned me from campus entirely. I started to do the work, and I'm in my final year now. So it's been hard because I started to do all the work, but I had to do it from home, or I had to do it while dealing with dean, the vice dean, everything. Trying to just stay.
What were their reasoning? Like, how did they try to kick you out? Because you missed class, because of mental health issues?
So I never would miss class because of mental health. Even if I'm on my worst of days, I would still go. But on a few occasions, I'd had a seizure during class. So what they wanted to put it down to was misconduct. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I'm shocked by that. Absolutely shocked by that. And you have the medical backing to be like, this is a seizure, and they're like, no, we don't want to deal with this right now. It's too much to deal with.
Yep. They're like, you're traumatizing your class, and you're traumatizing your lecturers, and you're wasting time, and that counts as misconduct, because if you read what misconduct is about, it's about interrupting class time. I was like, I can't help it. And then when they found out that it wasn't epilepsy and it was psychogenic seizures, because I had to disclose that, then they were like, okay, well, now you're definitely doing it for attention. So if it happens one more time, you don't even go for a hearing, you just get expelled.
See, this is the kind of thing, sorry guys, everything you're telling me is kind of throwing me, because I mean, being someone who suffered with mental illness, I've never actually experienced that level of zero compassion. And it scares me. It scares me that this is what's happening, especially to the younger generation. And it's almost like your hands are tied and nothing can be done about it, because this kind of stuff's never been discussed openly. And obviously never had to be taken to court over something like this. And they can just wash their hands of anyone that just gets in the way. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know who we could speak to.
Like me, at 15-year-old, hearing about everything that, hearing about things that are going on in the country when it came to Nene last year, and all the girls who were not mentioned. And especially when it hits home, when it happens to someone so close to you and someone you love, it makes you feel so powerless, because it's one thing having something happen to you, but it's another knowing that I couldn't do anything about it, So it's terrible, especially because now, you have kids, people around my age who are scared now. We're scared. We're safe nowhere. We can't walk down the road without someone pulling up in their car and yelling at us. We can't do anything in school because you don't know where you are safe. It's scared. I remember last year, my friend told me that she's scared when she says goodbye to us because she doesn't know if she'll see us in a coffin next time or not. It's terrible living in a country
that shouldn't be a conversation 15-year-old have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but you really aren't safe, and we can't help a lot of things, but what we can do is bring your voice back. For my case, for example, we fought and we're going to continue to fight, because I'm not going to just leave it at nothing. You can't try and get rid of me because of my mental illnesses.
Yeah.
And I mean, with people suffering from mental illnesses, what happens when, like, she goes to varsity and she has, like, a panic attack so bad and that it disrupts, like, the class for, like, 5 minutes or something? What are they going to do? Like,
yeah, not even in varsity. What about school, you know?
That's what I want to speak about.
Yeah.
Is
because
15.
Yeah, and I was already diagnosed with PTSD and panic attacks. And how do I tell my teachers about this? How do I explain it when I miss class because I'm crying in the bathroom? How do I, go about this? Because I feel like mental illness is not talked about enough. And I feel like you would get judged if you then mention that you're having a panic attack or that you have PTSD. Like, it will become the talk of the school in a way.
That's another thing. Okay, so as a 15-year-old, I went into, I didn't actually go into treatment at your age. I was in an outpatient program, and I already experienced the whispering and the people talking, oh, this is what's happening with Tony, and all of that. Now, I don't know how times have changed, because I think there has been a big shift in mental health awareness now. But as a 15-year-old going back to school after being in an institution, did you tell your peers where you were? Did you tell your friends what had happened? Or was it kind of brushed under the carpet?
So I had one best friend. She still is my best friend. She was the one I sent the suicide letter to. So, like, she's been there with me throughout everything. And at the time, we were like 12 years old. So it's a lot going through. I told her to, like, tell everyone else, because I was absent from school for 3 weeks. So obviously people are going to be like, where's Seanka, you know?
Yeah.
What's wrong with her? So I just told my friend to say that I'm at a funeral in Cape Town, because, like, Indian funerals, it takes a long time, you know, because all the rituals and stuff. So the secret was kept with her, you know. I trusted her with everything. And she kept that secret, and she told everyone, hey, guys, Seanka is actually at Cape Town now. She'll be back soon. It was still difficult, though, coming back from such an enclosed environment in Crescent, where you're used to, like, a certain timetable, used to doing things differently, and now you have to be put back into the real world. And, you know, it's another thing, then going to school, dealing with school drama, then having to do cycle tests and assignments and exams.
But how do, like, your friends react to mental illness?
I don't like speaking about mental illness to a lot of people, because I feel like it is now being spoken about more often, but there are still people that don't fully understand things. They've actually gone through it. So I do have, like, my couple best friends that I will speak to, because themselves have also gone through mental illness issues. So it's a very difficult thing to...
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but what I've noticed is it's so easy to talk about it as a whole. But when it's someone you know, or someone you're close to, or something, like just a mate or something, it's like, but it's kind of weird now. Like, I can post about Mental Health Awareness Month, and, like, depression is a killer, depression is bad, but, like, if I see my best friend or my child or something with depression, now it's why are they depressed, though? Like, I've seen their life, it's not that bad. That's how it feels like to me. Like, it's spoken about, but not when it's, like, close to you.
So basically this is what I've been noticing, is a lot of the stuff is spoken about, a lot of information is being shared, but a lot of it's actually for clout for some people. So it's like, I'm hyper aware, but then you bring up something that's happened to a person you know, and the reactions vary. People are scared. People are petrified. And my big thing is trying to reach the youth. So to see a 15-year-old woman or girl, I don't know I say woman, a 15-year-old woman speaking up and putting this kind of stuff out there is incredibly powerful. And do the people...
I think so too.
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, to be brave enough at 15 to do the, I'm going to start crying, to be brave enough at 15 to put this out there and to
I realized that enough is enough, because, you know, I cried the other night for what happened to Miss Poole and her unborn child. I could not sleep, and, you know, there's so much going on in the world right now, in South Africa right now, and GBV is getting out of hand. It makes you cry, and I'm not ashamed to say I've cried because my tears are literally showing the pain, the sorrow, and anger I have towards what's happening. It's come to a point where like I'm no longer tired of it, but I'm straight up angry.
Yeah.
And yeah, I realize now if I post my story, of course people from school may see it. Of course there's going to be people that I'm in a relationship or guys I'm speaking to that are going to see it. But this is who I am. This is my story. This is what I want to fight for. And I don't care what you have to say about it because, you know, this is what I want to do. But thank God.
And someone is going to relate to it. And
So,
that's all that matters.
I'm trying to help others, you know.
It's not about the people who are like, I don't want to be associated with you now, or I'm going to walk on eggshells around you. It's about those people that are like, thank you, because I also have gone through this and I also don't know what to do.
Moments like those that matter most, because I've had my friends now messaging me, sending me these long paragraphs saying how thankful they are for me and how, you know, brave I was. And it's those little moments that make you feel really good. And
I can tell you guys, like, it's those messages you get like randomly from even a stranger or someone you hardly know who just literally says thank you, just a thank you. And like getting those compared to get, you know, like I get trolls, I get my fair share of trolls and stuff, and that can quickly affect you, like very, very quickly, especially someone who suffers with self-esteem issues. So those, and then just to get one message, one that just says thank you, makes all of that bullshit and keeps me going and will keep you guys going.
It's I think it's the only thing that's worth it, because that means it gave them something. What we did or said or what someone
it affected them at least in a good way. It's empowering, you know. Sometimes it leaves you speechless and makes you feel really emotional.
We really were. I mean, the night we launched it, we were like, we were terrified. Like, I think not everyone understood it. Like, it's just a page. You're just starting a page.
We're like, not just a page.
No, we're starting our platform to have a voice. Like, I know a lot of it exists on Instagram, but like, this to us means the world. We spent weeks like designing the logo, like redesigning the logo, writing the bio, writing the caption, editing the poem. It took weeks of like just constantly, like, if you went through our conversation, there was like 10 voice notes, like each 5 minutes long, and and like in between them we're motivating each other, like, no, I'm proud of you, no, you inspire me, no, you inspire me.
Oh, that's beautiful. So with the Tinkerbell Project, it's please correct me if I'm wrong, so you've got the Instagram page, and what you are doing is slowly sharing stories of other women. I don't know if it's just women. I suppose it is.
It's open to everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
So we know it targets mostly women, but it does say it's to women, men, and non-binary.
Yes, of course. No, that's good. That's brilliant. And then, so you're sharing other people's stories, and they can do it anonymously. They can give their name, and at the same time, you're obviously sharing your stories. And so, are you allowing so people can just inbox you guys and be like, I have something I need to share. Let me just send it through, and then you guys will chat to them and share it.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's been working. We did, like, our first 2 posts were her and I, and our second post now, so now we're up to 4. 2 people messaged us. One wanted to be anonymous, and one was fine with her name being released. And it was amazing to get those.
Especially because, like, me, I could relate to our latest post.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel very empowered. You know, it's more than just like them messaging us. We love to have a heart-to-heart with them. You know, speaking about ourselves, but at the same time also, you know, giving them a few numbers to call or dial that could help.
Provide like a list of hotlines and helplines.
Oh, that's incredible. See, that's also, so it's like you've got the platform, but you're saying to them, share your story, help yourself.
Yes.
I absolutely love that.
We love, like, our aspect is also adding care. Like, we want to chat to you, You're going to send us a story. We're not going to be like, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
We're going to post it now. It's like,
we're going to talk to you like, from person to person.
We're going to talk to you. We're going to resonate. We're going to have a conversation with you, but we're going to give you numbers because we're not professionals.
Yeah, definitely.
24 and 15, we're not professionals.
Yeah.
But
you guys are so young. You're so young. Doing such amazing things, like for real. I'm 10 years older than you, dude. I'm like only at my age. 10 years older than 15, 100%.
Oh, okay. Well, then so am I.
No, I'm 10 years older than 20. I'm 34. But it took me so long.
Do not look it.
It's Botox, bro. Look at this. Y'all think I'm joking? Look, I can't even get angry, guys. Okay.
It looks so cute.
God knows. I suffer from body dysmorphic disorder, okay? Botox is my therapy, and it's really dangerous that I'm doing that. But at least I'm self-aware. But at the age of 34,
that is
at the age of 34, it was only when I was ready to speak about what's going on for me, like genuinely, and I'm still petrified. Like, it's scary to do it.
Yeah.
You guys are young women who are like, I'm angry, I'm tired, and we're going to do something. And it's so amazing to see. It's like, I'm honored to have you like sitting here chatting to me about this. Wow.
Yeah, we feel the same way. We've also got the goosebumps.
Like from woman to woman, we're really honored to be here, like, sitting to, like, speaking with you.
I think the woman power going on right now is just
definitely
incredible.
Of course, I wish I could do a bit more. I wish I could be protesting right now. I wish I could be marching. But unfortunately, because of Corona, we cannot do that yet. Although there is an event taking place on the 9th of August. It's kind of like you can either run or walk. It's like a marathon, I guess. It's 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers. So I'll definitely show you more information on that, but that's something I really want to participate in.
Will you send that to me? I'll put it at the bottom of this video as well, and we can out about that. That sounds amazing. Like anything we can do, you know, even if it's sharing a post or actually educating ourselves on what we can do to help other people, and not just sharing, you know, like not just sharing a post that says I support women. It's like genuinely being it, but whatever you can do.
No, I think that's what we want to add, is possibly also like an educational aspect at some point. Like we're slowly still building up, but we want to like you said, we don't want people to just share the post and be like, I support women, stop gender-based violence, because that does nothing in actuality. But if you actually know like the stats around it and
oh my gosh,
the things that actually do happen and how you can help. Like I know that right now there's a signal going on if you're FaceTiming or some whatever, and they give you the signal.
Yes,
being abused. Gender-based violence. So that's like another thing that's getting out. It's the thumb tuck and
so that's the kind of signal someone's asking for help. I mean, I've seen a lot of that, and we need to all know that. We need to know this is the symbol. This is someone asking for help. I mean, I saw that video with, oh my God, this broke my heart. It was a woman, I think it was in the States, who was being abused, and she phoned a pizza parlor. And
I heard about that.
Pizza parlor, she called 911, and she gave them address and said, please bring 2 pizzas to, you know, and kept that conversation going. That is how desperate women are becoming, and how scared. Not becoming, have always been. And
have always been, but
but now we find that, you know, because of instant communication and, you know, the internet and social media, I think we've been given more of a voice than we've ever had. And it's about using that to educate each other and say, this is another way you can ask for help. This is who you can call. This is how you can ask for help. And you can, or you can just speak to 2 of these amazing women who run the Tinkerbell Project, send them an inbox and ask them for help. What can you just speak to other people who have been through what you've been through. You are not alone. That's it at the end of the day.
Exactly, you're not alone.
Yeah, you couldn't have put that any better.
Yeah, that's as perfect as you can put it. even though we have all these like social media tools and we have the ability to have more of a voice than we've ever had, we still don't have that voice because we're scared. And that's what, again, our project hopes to do, is to like everyone, like someone has gone through something. And that someone is going to put that story here, and you're going to relate to that and know that you can also use your voice. And no matter how it is, like you said, if it's calling the pizza place or talking to 2 young ladies from the Tinkerbell Project, you can use your voice. You don't need to be afraid. And if you are in a really dangerous situation, something can be done and will be done. Like,
yeah,
if I'm willing to get beat up for a group of strangers, I'm willing to do it again and again and again. I will do it for anyone I see in trouble. And if it's someone I love, I will take all the bullets to every part of my body. I don't care. But if it means like helping you, like that's all we can do. And right now it's through a platform, an online platform. But you know, we never know what the future has to hold.
Maybe
it's going to grow. Yeah. It's going to become a big thing. And I think you guys have the voices, the shared voices, and you have the passion behind it. And the real, like, you relate to everything, and you want to do something to fix it. And you don't want to, you will do something. You know, you will make an impact, and it has. And I'm just, again, I want everyone out there to know that this platform is available, and to share your stories, even anonymously, so that people know that they are not alone. This is how we can help each other. We can say, this is my truth, this is my reality, I'm not ashamed of it. And even if I am ashamed of it, by sharing it, that shame will slowly go, because there's other people that get it. You don't need to put your name on it, you know? It's a really powerful thing you guys are doing. Do you have a Facebook page for it, or is it just Instagram based?
Right now it's just Instagram, but we are definitely gonna
move it to Facebook
and Twitter. We just wanted to kind of see how it was gonna work on Instagram first. But
I think it would get more attention on Facebook now that I think about it.
I also do, in terms of the sharing the content, so making a big using a note, or you can have it almost as a card. But I mean, I think you should make it all cross-platform stuff. Like, also, honestly, while people are here, I might as well say, if anyone is able to help with the website or anything in that regard, I'm going to speak to you guys about that off camera, because I think we can make something like that happen, and I think that's really something important. You can almost create a portal and start building, man. Start building, because this is... Facebook page, guys. Do the Facebook page. I'll help you.
You know what? We can actually do that today. I guess you found what we're doing today then.
Okay, good. They're doing the Facebook page, and I'll share that as well.
But yes, we will send you the link by tonight.
I'll be sharing it. That's
the link about the march.
The march. As well. I'm actually going to write that down. Well, might as well do it while we're on camera. So the march. It's just stuff I want to remember, but I don't want to just kind of forget that part, because that's a big part of everything. Just
I'll send you that message like, hey Tony.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say about the project, about yourselves? Anything else you'd like to share?
I guess it's just, I don't know, this is our passion project. You've heard basically our story. Now we want to hear yours. We know what we've been through, and we know how difficult it is to talk about it. Coming from, also, our family can be quite religious. I mean, I've had 3 exorcisms performed by me.
Oh my gosh.
In one weekend. In different cultures. So it can be tough. We know, but we're here to listen, and we do not judge. Like I said, I mean, Friday I had a Tamil exorcism, Saturday I had a Hindu exorcism, and Sunday I had a Christian exorcism.
Wow.
all of this. I actually cracked up. I died. I was on the floor.
So, if you
Sorry,
don't believe
me. Okay. Not many people can say exorcism, let alone from three different religions in a week.
not many people, so
I'm actually offended. My parents didn't even try that with me. Offended.
I'm so sorry. Why don't you just come here? Honestly,
Okay, good.
they will and they will probably exercise you. So.
Okay, rad. It's an experience.
It is 2 in 1.
Oh my god.
Just saying. I mean, what we have spoken to you about is probably just the basis of character. Yeah. We have gone through ridiculous stuff, so we will believe you.
And I think it's time, as South Africa, as women, and even men, I think it's time to say, look, like, enough is enough. Now is time. We can't continue to wait for these things to continue to happen. We can't wait for more women to get raped, for more women to die. Now is our time.
Like, it's your effing voice. Use it. It's hard.
Yeah, we're
scary.
Not gonna lie.
We're terrified. We're like, our boots are shaking here, and we're trying to remain calm up here, but you can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it. You can do it.
And I just want to say one last thing before we wrap it up, that I know both of your stories. I've been told both of your stories, and I know you're going to slowly share it online. But I would like to have both of you separately to tell your stories at some point. Be open to it, because I think the Tinkerbell Project is so unbelievable that the two of you need to keep sharing and keep telling your story. And I'm genuinely going to help you on this whole, on this entire path, because it's unbelievably, it's here,
Yeah, man. I really cannot tell you how much that means to us,
It's
from my heart.
Mind-blowing to us. Like I told you, you are an inspiration to me.
No, I've done nothing. Okay, what you guys
message? You've done nothing. You've overcome like a lot.
We all have.
Yes, but we're talking about you right now. We're talking about you right now, and that's another thing. We hate it when people are like, but it wasn't that big. Even when she came to me, like, yeah, no, you got all those things happened to you. Mine was just a kiss. No, if that, it was more than that. Okay? Yeah. You had to overcome something that took something away from you. Just like you did. So don't brush it off.
Yeah. No, you're right. I got owned. Yeah. You're 100%.
You got owned.
You 100%.
Don't compare to anyone's story, because how it affected you, that's your story.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what we're here for.
Oh,
so own your voice, and we're here to listen.
I love it. I love it. So, guys, I'm going to
frame.
Hugs. Just from here. I just want to say thank you again for your time. Both of you don't log off yet, because I'm just going to stop recording, but we're going to have a little chat, because I think I'm obsessed with both of you, and what else we can do and to keep this momentum going. So guys, this is just an introduction into the Tinkerbell Project, and please go check them out. Go check them out on Instagram and Facebook. I will share that link once that's done. And yeah, let's keep this conversation going. So thank you guys, and I will see you all.
Thank you.
Mwah. I will see you all in the next video. That's how I ended. Hey, wait. Peace.